Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca and here on my little corner of the web I like to talk about budgeting and lifestyle, and today I'm sharing my October 2021 budget wrap up. October was a good month, but it was also a high spend month. So I will get into all of that. But for a little bit of context, if you don't normally watch my videos, I live with my husband Jared in the North DFW area in Texas, and we both work. Has a he is a music teacher and he also works for an architect, and I work for a nonprofit part-time, and then I also own my own event planning business. So I'll start with income, and I honestly haven't even filled out the first three sources of income because I just did it online and I haven't put it in the physical planner yet. But I always keep this private for my husband's privacy because, he doesn't ask to have his income shared all over the internet. So all I share is like the total number, and then our miscellaneous income that we have that comes in. And recently I've just started sharing my business income now that I am getting more. And by more, I mean actually like being able to take a paycheck. And this has been, an evolution for me. I quit my other part-time job in at the end of July when we finished paying off all of my student loan debt, and we were no longer relying on that income for that purpose. So I have been able to focus a lot more time on my business and been growing it, and which has been really great, and I'm so excited about that. And I finally figured out kind of like a steady paycheck that I can do. So like a formula that I've made based on like new clients, how much I can take home every month. So in October, I actually took home $160 from my business, and I was only planning on taking home 100, but I did 160 just because we went to a bridal show for my business. Jared came with me and like helped hand stuff out, and it was so much work. It was great, and I am really hopeful that it yields a lot of new clients. But it was a lot of work, and I had the money in the account, and I just felt like, what, I should be compensated a little bit for all of the hard work that I have been doing. So I gave myself a paltry $160. And then in miscellaneous income, I was budgeting for $150 in birthday money. And I actually got, I think, 125, but then I used part of it. Like I didn't actually end up spending it, if that makes sense. So I just didn't, I like set that aside for a later time. So I did get $100 of birthday money is what I'm counting. So our total income, we actually ended up having a good month, and our income was $6,582.79. So because Jared is mostly self-employed, his income fluctuates wildly. So in these budgets, I am just budgeting for like the lowest amount that he'll hopefully make, and sometimes he doesn't hit it, but mostly he does. That way I won't be disappointed or not able to hit, our basic needs, but that we'll always have extra instead of less. So that was a good month. And then giving, this is the most important thing in our budget. We give to our church and local charities. And this month we sent $543.03 to church and $209.85 to other organizations. So we ended up giving a total of $752.88. And then the next category in our budget is our bills. And the first one is our mortgage, which is $1,200 even every month, and my phone bill, which is $44, but it's going to go up to $54. Next month it'll be higher, but very exciting. For my birthday, I got an Apple Watch, and I've been wanting one of these for so long, but I just couldn't really justify the cost. But someone graciously gave it to me, or generously, that's the word I was thinking of, as a birthday gift, which is very exciting. So I got the one with cellular service, so it's going to add $10 to my monthly bill. No biggie though, my bill is pretty low, I feel like, as far as phone bills go. And then Wi-Fi, okay, so this is always $69.81, but this is the last month that it'll be exactly this, because we actually are switching. We had Suddenlink, and I was generally pretty unhappy with the service. It would always go out in the rain, and it was not great. But our only two options in the area are Suddenlink and AT&T, and I had AT&T previously, and I had a terrible experience with their customer service, so I didn't want to use them again. But in this past week, like the last week in October, we didn't have internet for 6 days, and I don't even, like yesterday, so we canceled. We were like, I'm so sick of this, and we just like got AT&T out here, and they installed like the new internet yesterday, which is why I'm a little late in filming this, because I didn't have the ability to. But I don't even know if we would have had internet by now because I still didn't have it whenever we disconnected the service. So that is definitely going to affect our bill, because in November we'll have to pay the Sunlink bill, which I didn't cancel in time for them to like not take the bill out. I'm actually very upset about that, and I've been fighting with them on the phone because I don't feel like we should be paying a full amount if they didn't provide service the whole time. But then we also will have to pay like the new activation for the AT&T. So I don't know what it'll be like what in the future, but it'll be hopefully around the same amount moving forward, because that's what they quoted us. And then electricity was $162.74, and luckily, if you watch my videos, you know I've had a problem with our electricity because we've been on this plan that's not very beneficial to us because we don't use enough electricity. But we just started a new cycle because now we've, owned our home for a year, so we're kind of on new cycles of everything. And we are on a better plan, so hopefully it'll be lower from here on out. And then water, sewer, trash was $90.21. And I knew, these things before I made this budget, which is why it's accurate. Natural gas, I didn't know. So that ended up being only $35.38. And we use natural gas to heat our house and the stove. And this will probably go up because we're entering some cold months. It went from like 80 degrees to 40 degrees overnight. And it's been, I guess we're just having a cold front in Texas, but we have switched our heat on. So I don't know if it'll stay on. We'll definitely need to go back to AC cooling soon. But anyway, so our bill will probably go up with more heat use. And then car insurance, our new bill after getting our new plan with Geico is $147.91. Health insurance for Jared is $160.37. I am still on my mom's health insurance until I'm 26. I just turned 24, so I've got 2 more years that I don't have to think about that cost, which is very good. And then life insurance for us, for both of us, is $59.13. And then my gym membership. So it's not normally $62. It's normally $22, but like 2 months after, I got this gym membership in August, and it was like 2 months after you get the membership, you have an additional $40 fee, which kind of irritated me because I was like, well, why didn't you just split that out over 12 months and make it $5 more expensive? Like, that would have been a more accurate way to advertise your monthly bill. I hate when people do things like that. But, so I had a one-time fee of $40. So it was $63.82. So the total for our bills category was $2,033.37. And I put a sticker right over there. I actually designed this budget myself, and I have been selling them on Etsy. So if you're interested, you can get the link for this budget on Etsy and get it. And then moving on to our expenses. So grocery and household, we did really well on this month. We spent only $434.55, but I had to work pretty hard to keep it under that. Eating out, we failed so horribly at, guys. I don't even want to write this number. It's so embarrassing. I've never blown it by so much, but we spent $280.71. And it was pretty high because we spent the weekend in Fort Worth for my birthday, and we were pretty let's go to brunch. Oh, let's go, do these things because it was a special weekend, and I thought that I would be counting that as birthday costs, but then I was like, I don't want to spend my birthday money on this. So I moved it back into our eating out category. So it was a lot higher than expected, but all we could do is try better for next month. So that's what we're going to do. And then gas, we spent $85.67. And then Jared's allowance, he spent $92.72. And then my allowance, I had given myself an extra $50 this month because it was my birthday and I was going to get some birthday money. So I did spend that. I spent $151.30 buying myself some cute birthday gifts. And then subscriptions. We had planned on 80, and then it actually ended up being $93.24. And this was because, let me think. I think I paid more towards Disney Plus than I had in the past. I was just covering a larger portion of it, so that was that cost. And then ring insurance, once a year we pay for the jewelry insurance for my engagement ring, and the policy is $51 a year, which is their minimum policy amount. So that's what we pay. And then house, this we totally blew. I had planned for just $50 for house expenses, and what I wanted to do here this month was buy plates. So we're hosting Thanksgiving at our house this year, and I wanted to get nice plates, and there were these ones at Target that I really wanted, and so at the beginning of the month I went and got them, and I was trying to get 10, but they only had 9 in stock, so I got 9, and I'll have to go back and get the last one later. But so that was 4 times 9, what is that, 45? I hope that's right because I'm not trying to be embarrassed by terrible math on here. 44. Yeah, I think it's 44. No, it's 45. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, so I spent most of this money that I planned for at the beginning of the month, but then right before the bridal show, I realized that I wanted like a side table to use in my display, and I was setting up like a mock display, and the one that we had just wasn't working, and we needed to buy side tables for our living room anyway. So we just kind of like made the decision to purchase them right now so that we could use them for the bridal show and then just have them to use in our house, because we'd been wanting them and just not like being super proactive and looking for some for quite a while now. So we ended up spending $194.91, and most of that was for the set of side tables. So it definitely was over expense that we'd planned, but we had the money to cover it, and we knew that we wanted those for the future, so it ended up being not like a huge deal. And then miscellaneous, we spent $118.96. So our total for this section of the bill, or of the expenses, is $15.41. My pen is dying on me. 28. Okay, and then the next category in my budget is sinking funds, and this is one where I always like have to erase stuff because I always change mid-month how much I'm going to add to categories. But that's just the way it is. So what I do is I always say like how much I started the month with, how much we added, how much we took out, and so then how much I ended the month with. And I do this because I keep all of this in one bank account. I used to keep cash, but it is a lot easier just to do it online because I do all of my spending online. I don't use cash for purchases. So I started the... Okay, I don't know what happened, but my camera glitched and I guess it stopped recording and I didn't realize. So I already filled this out and talked about it, but I will go over it again now that the numbers are all filled out and just talk about it. So with sinking funds for home maintenance, we started with $220. We ended up adding $80 instead of $100. We didn't spend any, so we ended with $300. With renovation, we started with $24.81. We added $30, and then we spent $20 on like some shelf brackets because I want my husband to hang the shelves before Thanksgiving. And then we ended with $34. With travel, which is like our big goal right now that we're working on, we started with $1,090, and then we were able to actually add $600 because of, the increase in our income. We didn't spend any, so we ended with $1,690.58. And I think with a goal of planning to do $600 a month for the rest of this year and then a little bit more at the beginning of next year, we are going to be able to hit our goals no problem. So that's great. And then, and for that, sorry, I should explain, we are planning to go to Europe next summer. So that's what we're saving for. And then gifts, we had $26.83. We added $180.67 just to get it back to zero because we spent $207.50 on my birthday and our nephew's birthday, but mostly my birthday. And then Christmas, we have a separate sinking fund for Christmas expenses, including Christmas gifts partially, and then any new expenses that we have, like this is our first year in our new house, so I think we're probably going to buy Christmas lights and then any other decor items. We added $80. We didn't spend any, although we do need to start shopping for Christmas gifts. So we ended with $460. And then health, we added $492.59. We started with that, sorry. We added $50. We spent $7. I don't know on what, probably vitamins, can't remember. So then we ended with $535. And then auto, we started with $656. We added $100. We ended up spending a ton because we both got our oil changed. Jared got new tires, and then I think there was one other cost that he had, like windshield something fluid, I don't know. But so it ended up being a ton this month. But luckily we have money, so that didn't break our budget, and we ended the month with $301. So total for our sinking funds, we started with $28.92. We added $1,100. We spent $689, and we ended with $33.23. And then our last items, so these are our savings items, and the goal that we're working on right now outside of travel, like where all of our extra income goes towards to make it a zero-based budget, is our emergency fund. So for our emergency fund, we started the month with $7,716, and then we planned to add $77 to that. For investments, we had $7,300. We planned to add $350. And then we actually were able to add more to both of those categories because of our income increase. So we were able to do $677 to the e-fund and $457 to investments. And I would like to be, to have done more to this, and we totally could have, but I did want to be putting just like splitting the difference in that extra income between investments and also travel, because those are time sensitive goals, it feels like. I know that investments aren't as time sensitive in the way that you need to spend them soon, but the longer they're growing, the better, the outcome is. So I thought better this month than next month. So we ended the month with $83.93 in the e-fund, so we're pretty close to our goal of $10,000, and then we can kind of stop working on that for just a little bit and focus on other goals. And then investments, we ended with $86.54. So this was actually pretty cool to see this month because it was a market increase of $889, like above what we contributed, which I know like it fluctuates month to month and that's not realized gains yet, but I do love to watch it go up every month. So we spent a total, or we have a total of $17,000 in those two like savings items. So that is a zero-based budget, and I'm sorry for the glitch, but I did have a question on my last video about what planner or like where I plan in, and I use a plum paper planner, and I've said that pretty frequently, and we are coming up to the time where it's time to buy a new planner, so I do have a 10% off discount for first-time plum paper purchasers. So if you want that discount, you can email the email address in the description. That's my email, and I will send that to you in case you want to buy the same planner as me. And you can be on the lookout for a video soon doing a flip through of my new 2022 planner. I actually chose a different layout and I'm pretty excited about it, and you can see all those details soon. So thanks for hanging in there with me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.